Hi guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today we're back for another podcast. Conor Grant, the guest today, and a massive thank you to him. Muchly appreciated. I appreciate the support on the podcast as well. We've had so much support recently, having big guests on like Conor Grant. Massive thank you to him, like I just said. So the podcast today, we had a few connection issues. So there might be a few times where the audio or the picture's a bit weird. But other than that, it was a really good podcast. Thank you to Conor. I think it's the fourth time I've said it now. But also to the intro, I just want to add, most of you may know, I have got a pair of Michael Cooper signed match-worn gloves, which I've luckily got to give away. The giveaway's not out yet. I've decided to wait until we hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. But in the meantime, if you do want news on the giveaway, go follow my Instagram page, my new YouTube Instagram page. Link will be in the bio. Go give it a follow, and just to make sure you don't miss out on the news of the giveaway. Obviously it's a very big giveaway. Much thank you to Mike, but other than that, let's get into the podcast. Thank you to Conor. Hope you all stay safe. Argyle in the fourth round of the FA Cup. Come on, you Greens. Right, so I'm joined with Conor now. Conor, how are you, mate?
I'm good, very good, mate. Obviously off the back of yesterday, even better.
Yeah.
Got a really good win in the cup, so really happy with it.
Yeah, but buzzing for that. How was the journey back? Was it okay?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. They're always better when you win.
Yeah.
I think we got back about 1 o'clock in the end, but it makes it a bit easier when you win the game.
I bet. So obviously we got questions on Instagram, which I've spoke to you about previously, and we got a few questions on mine. We'll start off with mine and then go on to the ones with Instagram. My first question to you is, have you always wanted to be a footballer, and at what age did you sort of think, you could go pro?
Football's all I've really known, really, to be honest. I think I've played from such a young age. I can remember playing in the garden with my dad and my brother, probably around 3-4 years old, and just practicing, and then it just seems to be in my life constantly, really. And then as I got older, obviously started to play in teams, local teams with my friends, and then started to get into the academies and things. And probably, I don't think when you're that young you ever think about being a pro or things like that, but as you progress through the years in the academy, probably 14, 15, 16, that's when it starts to get a bit more serious, and you're talking about scholarships and professional contracts, so probably around then. But I've always known football, so it just felt natural in a way.
Yeah, I bet. So moving on from that, who is your sporting idol?
Sporting idol? I'm a massive Cristiano Ronaldo fan. I think many people are fans of him because of what he's done in the game and how he's dedicated his life to this profession, and his dedication, his work rate, everything about it, and obviously his quality on top of that to achieve day in, day out, week in, week out, year in, year out is special, along with Messi, of course. But I've always had a big love for Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, he's got an amazing work ethic, and like you said, he's very dedicated, so you can see why.
Yeah.
Going on to it now, we're sort of going on to like match day scenarios that as you as a pro now. Do you have any pre-match superstitions or routines?
I don't think I have too many, to be honest, now. I think in the changing room before the game, obviously we have the music on, and I'll always get like a massage on different body parts just to make sure I'm loose, and then I go through my routine of basically making sure I'm warm and prepared for the game.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm mad on superstitions, to be honest. I think I'll have a routine which is just something I've developed over years, but I don't think I'm big on superstitions, really.
All right. I spoke to many people about pre-match superstitions and stuff, and it's all different to their own. But yeah, you're the first person I've spoke to about like pre-match massages and that, so that's interesting. Going on from that, how do you handle pressure and criticism from either fans, managers, teammates? How do you handle it?
think as you get involved more in the game, you come to just accept that it's part of the game. It's something you have to deal with. The way I deal with it is I'm quite a critical person on myself in general, so I'm mainly bothered about what I think about my performances and those who are close to me, and those are the ones who I'd really take criticism on very seriously. I'm not too, of course, with social media now and Twitter and things, I think it's easy to get caught up in negativity really, but I'm pretty focused and single-minded with that, and I'm probably my own biggest critic. So, and then once I've been criticised or I feel there's something to improve, then it's all about hard work and reacting to that and then looking to put it right. So I'd say having sort of strong work rate and an attitude to learn really.
Yeah, I think that's that's the hardest bit, is about how you handle it, and I think if you handle it like that, it's always going to be a positive. So
yeah. But obviously at times throughout my career I've had criticism, and obviously it affects you in certain ways, but it also, if you come out the other side of it, it can make you a stronger person, a stronger player. So everybody in the world gets criticism.
Yeah,
you just got to choose to which the people around you have always got constructive criticism, because they're the ones who want to help you. They've got your best interest at heart. So I think they're the best people to listen to, and the coaches, the managers, because they want you to do well.
Yeah. Going on from that, obviously you've played for a couple teams, and you've played with some good players, and played against some good players. Who would you say has been the best player you've played with? And also to that, who would you say has been the best player you've played against?
Good question. I played against, I'd say, when I was like 16, I played in the reserve match against Man United, and it's the one that stands out because obviously he's a big name, and at the time he was a big name, but I'd never played against him. It was Paul Pogba, and basically he was like a man mountain. He was so big, so strong. I was sort of playing directly against him, and I was a young, skinny 16-year-old boy, and he was very, very good that day, and it was just something that stands out. And then obviously through my career, you play against lots of good players. Yeah, it's difficult to single one out really, and that probably goes for the players I played with. There's many good players who have been fortunate to play with, whether at Everton or the other clubs I've played for, and it's hard to decipher between the best ones, but I've been very fortunate to play with some really good ones. Yeah,
100%. Paul Pogba, a massive name there, and like you said, he's quite tall, and he's very tall, and I bet he dominated the game that day.
Very tall, very strong. Yeah, they had a really strong Man United reserve team out, and they were very good, very good.
Yeah. Moving on from that, and obviously we spoke about what I'm about to ask at the very start. As you said, you've always been involved in football, so this might be a bit hard to answer, but what would you have done if football didn't work out?
I think I'd have went to university. To do what, I'm not entirely sure, but I think it would have been something to do with education, because my brother went to university, and I think that would have been a natural thing for me to do. I was decent in school, so I probably would have went to sixth form and then university, I think.
Yeah. So this next question, again, it's more match based, but what is your best favourite goal in game you've contributed yourself in like your own opinion?
Good question. I think I'd say probably one of the ones this year, I'd say the Ipswich one at home was a really good one because of the whole occasion around it, the game. It was one of the biggest attendance in years, and to score the winning goal, it was against one of my former clubs as well, so that was a nice moment. And the Doncaster pen, I think I scored better goals last season.
Yeah, you scored a few bangers last
year. The free kick and Wimbledon away, but obviously without fans there, it's it's a little bit different.
Mm.
So I think they've meant a lot more this season with fans being there.
Yeah, you've scored 2 vital goals, like you've just said. The Ipswich one, which obviously put us ahead, and then a Doncaster one in the last minute. Sort of going back to the pressure game, when it comes to that, especially the Doncaster penalty, how do you handle with that pressure? Obviously, because you was facing the Denport end, and you had the ball to like stay calm under the pressure. How do you manage to handle it?
I guess it's just in the moment. You just gotta stay focused. As soon as it got given, and I'd realised Ryan and Jeps were off the pitch, I knew it was going to be me. So it was a case of just keeping focused, keeping calm. I'd pick my spot. I knew where I was going to put it. And listen, you need a bit of luck. You're hoping that the keeper dives the other way, and it's strong enough to go in. And luckily that day it was, and there was a special feeling, special moment, and the fans went mad, and that was a great moment. But again, you can easily miss in them situations, so that's why it's a nice feeling when it goes in, and you've got to enjoy it.
Yeah, 100%. So going on now, this is sort of the last 3 are sort of like you as a whole in your career. But if you could change anything from your career, what would it be?
If I could change anything?
Yeah.
That's a difficult one. I think I'd love to have played for Everton when I was there. I think that would be probably the biggest one. But then I don't think I'd change too much, because everything I've been through has taught me lessons in life as a person and as a player, which I've obviously needed in order to progress, to move forward in my life. So I don't really have many regrets or things I'd change. There might be a couple of things here and there that you think would have liked to go differently, but it's been my journey, it's been my path, and like it's helped me grow as a person. So I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, 100%. So this next question, you sort of just answered it yourself. I was gonna ask, do you have any regrets regarding football? But I'm guessing you have none.
I wouldn't say regret's a strong word. Not too many. Obviously, I'd say the Everton one, I'd like to have played for Everton. I'd say that could be one, but it's not something I regret day in, day out. It's just something I'd like to have been different.
Yeah. So, last question from me before we move on to the few from Instagram. And this one, do you have any advice for any upcoming footballers, like how they should, prepare for trials, how their mindset needs to be able to become pro like yourself?
Say having belief in yourself is important, but I think also belief comes from training hard and working hard to be as good as you can be, really. I'd say I've always done a lot of practice and a lot of training, so that a lot of the football side of things becomes more natural to me, because I've put a lot of work in on that side. So I think if you can prepare as well as you can, that will help in terms of trials and things like that. If you go into it with belief and confidence through your hard work, through your practice, then you will feel better, and you'll feel like you can show your ability more.
Yeah,
and then I think it's about having the right attitude to want to learn, to want to put in the work, and sort of, as you said before, like accept the criticism, learn from the criticism, and then like move forward to become a better player.
100%.
And enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Yeah, 100%. Many people say that. I always say make sure you enjoy it. So we've got 5 questions now from people on Instagram. We start off with a question from Ashton Keane _6, and he's asking, what made you join Argyle?
Derek Adams was in touch with my agent, and I was actually supposed to sign in the transfer window before, in the January, and I was down here for a couple of days, but the move collapsed because of I was ineligible to play, so that was disappointment. But we stayed in contact, and we got the deal done again in the summer, and I'm thankful to him for bringing me to the club.
how much of an impact did he have on your career? Because he was at Argyle for a couple of years while you was at the club. Was it? Obviously, you was there when...
Yeah, 1 year.
Yeah, 1 year, 1 year, sorry. You was there when we got relegated. How did the team bounce back from that?
Yeah, so like in terms of that first year, it was a very disappointing year personally and for the team. I only played 15 games in that season because I missed 5 months through injury, and that was obviously very disappointing for me. It was a real low point, to be honest, and I was trying desperately to get back fit, but couldn't quite do it. And obviously, in the end, we got relegated as well, so it was a double whammy, which wasn't good. But Derek was great with me when I was fit. He played me, and I appreciated that. I'm just obviously ashamed that I wasn't available for longer to try and help the team.
Yeah, so this sort of sidetracking a little bit, but going on from that, when Ryan Lowe came into the club, was it sort of like a fresh start? How did, because obviously he was quite a key player before he left, so how did you like get involved with that? Was it just a fresh start for you, or did Rhino have a big impact?
Yeah, it was both. I think obviously he came in and had his own ways and own fresh ideas, which I think probably everybody needed after the season before. And the relegation, you always need that different sort of start and new ideas to bounce back and sort of get rid of the negativity from the season before. So that was great. And for me, it was a case of regaining the confidence in being fit and being available for games, which I did that in that year. I didn't perhaps play as much as I wanted to, but the important thing was that I was fit and available for games, and then the next 2 seasons after that obviously went a lot better, and I played regularly week in, week out, and arguably my best football. So yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Next question is from Jack Coldwell, and he's asking, would you say Argyle have one of the best fan bases in England?
Yes, of course I would. Just seeing them yesterday at the Birmingham game was incredible. It felt like a home game.
Really?
Literally, they just drowned out the Birmingham fans, and they are special, and everywhere they go, home and away, is just unbelievable. I've never heard any better, to be honest.
I think you've just put a smile on near every single Argyle fan's face, so thank you for that.
Yeah.
Next one, this one's from Richard Francis, and we got 2 questions like this, and he's asking, how do you feel playing left back as you joined as a midfielder?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think it's left wing back, so it's sort of left midfield in a way, and I was a left winger / left midfielder when I was younger, growing up, when I was like a young player, then teenager, and I've always been on the left-hand side, and then gradually I've moved into central midfield. So I've always sort of been aware and comfortable in that position. So since I've been playing there, it's a case of, it's a little bit new because it's left wing back. You've got the defensive and the attacking responsibilities. But I've been learning on the job, and I've actually felt quite comfortable there. Yeah. So it's just anywhere in midfield that I feel really comfortable with.
How did it come about for you to sort of swap roles into that left wing back position? Was it something that just came naturally through position, or was it something you've spoke about to either Derek Adams or Ryan Lowe?
No, I actually played left back a couple of times under Derek Adams.
Yeah.
And in the first year and done well, but it was more because we I think we had injuries at left back and things like that, and then it might have been the case under Ryan Lowe as well. I played there once or twice, and then we had injuries, and then I went in and done well, and sort of was in between centre midfield and left wing back for the remainder of the season. And then this season has been all left wing back, really.
Yeah.
So again, it's just things just happen in football. Sometimes got to be prepared to take the opportunity.
Yeah. Question for you, Connor, is from Stan Roberts _, and he's asking pretty much the same as what we was just talking about previously. What was it like changing from a midfielder to a left wing back?
Yeah, as I said before, it's just sort of something I've been learning on the job, really. I think as I've been used to being a left winger and left midfielder, I've got a fair idea of what it would be like, and then it's just little tweaks that need to be made in terms of learning the role. But I found it quite comfortable, really, and I've enjoyed it. And as I say, anywhere in midfield I'm comfortable with, and I feel I can do well.
That's good to hear. Right, so my next question to you is from J. Owen Russell 5, and he's asking, how was the match day feel from as soon as you arrive at Home Park?
How's the match day feel? Yeah, just great. Obviously, going to the changing rooms, and we usually relax for a little bit, maybe read the programme, have a chat with the lads, and then we start getting prepared. Everyone has the sort of own things that they'll do, whether it's massages or getting themselves ready for the game with routines. So we do that. We have the music on. Callum Burton's the DJ at the minute, so he's been all season. He's got good tunes, so that's been good. And then you get ready, go and do the warm up, and get ready for the game.
Good to hear. And as a team, this bit sidetracked again. As a team, are you all? Would you say, as chemistry wise, are you all pretty much there? Like, is there, and in the changing room, is it all laughs and smiles?
Yeah, I've got a really good group. Probably the best I've been involved in, really.
My last question to you is from Sam.W005, and what he's asking, what is it like being at Everton?
Everton was obviously really good. It was the club I grew up supporting, so it was always like a dream to be there, really. Had some great years there. Spent about 10 years signed on, and a couple of years before that as well, so it was special times for me, and obviously really grateful for it.
Yeah, all right, thank you for that. And lastly, before I let you go, considering Argyle, your team, our team, won yesterday against Birmingham in the FA Cup, for the draw tonight, who would be your ideal team that you'd like?
Oh, I'd like a top Premier League side.
Everton?
Top 6, top 8. Yeah, put Everton in there. Although we're not showing at the minute.
No problems. All
yeah,
right, mate.
Everton would be good.
No problems, mate. Thank you for that. Stay safe and hopefully see you soon.
Thanks, Harvey, mate. Pleasure.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
All the best, mate.
All the best. Bye-bye.
Nice one.